Everybody, it's Brian with a Konu project. Inside this nondescript box is an HK550 flybarless helicopter. Really like the idea of the 550 size, you know, a model that runs on 6S, but still with a large enough disc that you've got really good performance, that light feel, you can auto-rotate it without any issues. So anyways, let's open it up and see what's inside the box. I've had a few of the HobbyKing versions before, the 250, the original one, and then the 450 Pro, and anyways, it's been reasonable quality with some issues. This one, there were versions of the 550 before this one came out, so hopefully they've got all the issues sorted out. Okay, so this first box comes with a lot of the sort of the long hardware, obviously. A nice long tail boom, which might have a bend in it. Or maybe not. Let's see. No, I think we're good. Anyways, nice, and the looks like the bearing is already installed in there. Let's see if it's anywhere near the middle. Anyways, hopefully that's a little bit off center. A nice large-sized torque tube, and then boom braces, and looks like an antenna tube, which no one ever uses anymore, and a nice sized push rod, and of course some of the hardware as well. Next up, the mid-size box. Okay, let's look at this. This is always good to see the quality of the machining and so forth. And at first glance, this looks pretty good. Nice feel to it. If I turn this, let's see, everything seems to be in, the gears aren't out of round. Everything seems to be slop free. It's hard to tell before you mount it in the model, you know, but and really well machined. So, you know, I'd say, you know, a nice first impression 8 out of 10. Really happy with this. Yeah, it looks great. Okay, well, put it aside and see what else we got here. Tail blades. These appear to be plastic. Now let's see. Yeah. Oh, actually no, not much flex. So I'll be happy to use these. Yeah, nice and stiff. Seem to be all right. The fins, which you don't need but are good for orientation and whatnot. Carbon fiber, of course, which is completely nonsensical, but whatever, you gotta have it. It seems to be a bit on the thin side for what I would say would be appropriate for a 550. It's more for a 450. I don't know, that's like 2 mil, 2.5 mil. Oh, lots of hardware here. We've got pinions, all the ball links, some double-sided stick tape, the blade holders, the usual stuff, and it comes with a bunch of zip ties to tie things down. Okay, here's the main gear. I always like to look at the main gear and seeing what the quality is of that. A lot of things you can learn by the quality of the model in this. And again, at first glance, this looks pretty good. It's a nice thick size. Yeah, I'd order replacement gear for my 500 from the original HK500. It was quite a bit thinner than the stock Align one, and I didn't even use it. But this one seems to be very well constructed. Okay, on to the final box. Okay, lots of cool stuff in here. The head, this is of course the heart of the model really, and just like the tail, everything appears to be well machined and solid. I'm not going to mount this as is. I'm really going to take this apart and have a look. Heard horror stories of guys on the forums finding thrust bearings installed in reverse and all that type of stuff. So definitely take it apart, lock tight, put some lube on everything, and see how it runs. But again, first impressions, this appears very nice. All right. Here's our landing gear, and maybe a bit flexy for the gear legs or whatever, and the aluminum, the actual skids themselves. No big deal there. Pull up the canopy. Okay, I'm going to say this is kind of what we say in French is fromage, which is cheese. This is a kind of a crappy canopy here. I don't mind the color of, you know, big, simple red. You can put some stripes on it or something. But it's got some cracks here, and it's cracked here. And I don't think that's necessarily just from the shipping. It's not a durable plastic here. It's quite thin. I could put some CA and some fiberglass cloth and reinforce some of these spots, like right up here and down in the bottom where it's going to get a lot of wear. And I might just do that. I kind of like the look of this canopy and just see where it goes. Or I could probably replace it to get one of my my favorite sort of yellow Fuselage canopies. All right, well, we'll try that and see what happens. Here's the main fuselage. And once again, things look pretty good, but it's maybe a bit thinner than I would have expected it to be. Everything, the carbon fiber looks good, good quality, like nice cuts and everything. I might sand a few of these edges just to keep it from chafing the wires, but overall, it looks all right. Metal rudder holder there, solid, or rudder circle holder, I mean. Let's look at these gears again. Everything appears to be in round. That's the gears I'm looking for the tail drive. And yeah, not too bad. Motor mounts in there. And there's a bit of extra hardware, the anti-rotation bracket, which is of course in carbon fiber. One of these things which is cool but completely unnecessary. But all right, well, this is the HK550 torque tube. I'm going to try and do a build video of this, and so you can follow along and see how it goes together, and see any of the issues that I've had putting it together. I'm hoping to get the time to do that. Anyways, it appears to be a very reasonable quality, and I'll be able to put it together and see how it actually works.